today's news, ports will address the damaged Jos van Dijk dock. Cindy ROSAN says she has a lot to offer the BVI. A workshop is to focus on medication errors. A film festival is set for June 2022. DEXTER PENN speaks to 284. And Dr. Vanterpool talks pain. All this and more when 284 returns.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome, viewers. I'm Mia Douglas, coming to you live from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. It's Thursday, March 17th, and I'd like to thank you for tuning into 284 News tonight. Starting off today's news, Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Andrew Foy, has said that the BVI Ports Authority is working behind the scenes to have the damaged area to the dinghy section of the main dock of Jos van Dijk repaired as soon as possible. The Premier was responding to questions posed by 284 News during a recent press conference. Our Kamal Haynes has the story.
During a recent trip to the sister island of Jos van Dijk, the business pair of Mr. and Mrs. Alibaba raised the issue of the damaged dinghy section of the main dock, which is opposite the Albert Chinnery Administration building. Well, according to the couple, at the time of the interview, the area of the dock had been damaged for approximately 1 month, and they feared that if the area wasn't repaired as soon as possible, that someone may fall victim by getting hurt.
Well, that is the main dock right in front of customs and police station, you know, right in the middle of, in the city, we would say. And I don't know if anybody else, I think they talk about it, complain about it, but it's been a week and we haven't seen anybody come and, you know, fix it. We would like somebody to come and, you know, fix it so that the tourists don't get hurt. And it is good for business too, that they will come in and they would be able to spend more money.
So speak about the issue per se. What is the issue with the dock? Because I heard you say you would like for someone to come in and fix the issue, but what is the issue?
Well, the dinghy side, the dinghy dock, it's broken down. I don't know if it's the last weather came in and what happened, but that is the main one we would like to see get fixed because the tourists still walking up and down on it and we don't want anybody to get hurt.
And how long did this issue, was this issue brought to your attention? How long has it been? Because based on what I'm getting from you, it seems like it has persisted for some time now.
No, it looked like it's probably a week, 3 weeks, about 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, something like that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Anything you would like to add on the dock issue as well, Mr. Alibaba?
Well, what I have to say about that is that the dinghy side
part of the dock is broken down and it needs to be repaired as soon as possible because people can get hurt there. And that's one of the things that we don't want to happen. So, in that respect, I hope that somebody could come and fix it so that we wouldn't have that problem.
Well, following the news of the damaged dock, I reached out to Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Andrew Foy, to find out if he was aware of the situation at the dock and whether there were any plans by his government to address the matter. Premier Foy, who is responsible for port, said he was aware of the situation and assured that the relevant authorities were working to address the matter.
Well, ports were waiting, getting some quotations that I understand yesterday that they have been able to get to address that, and they will be addressing that very soon. I would have wished that it was addressed much sooner, so it would be regrettable. But at the same time, too, there's certain procedures persons want to make sure they go through in light of what all happened, we just went through. So that will happen.
In the meantime, Premier Foy also took the time to speak on some of the positives coming out of Jos van Dyke. He said a number of businesses have been experiencing an increase of revenue, and for those that haven't, he said he will be instructing members from the tourist board to speak to those businesses to resolve the respective issues.
As there's so many businesses in Johnson Lakes that told me that they have been doing much better. So I wouldn't say that everyone would be doing good because that's how life is, but from all reports, from a lot of the businesses, they have been doing extremely well. They have been filled. A lot of yachts have been going over. So if there's area to improve, I will have to ask Tourist Board to do a second retake to see it, or to have them speak with you so that the few who spoke to you along those lines can let them to know what the issues are. But the reports that have been coming to me through Tourist Board and other government entities and even individuals themselves is that Johnson Lakes has been getting their fair share since we've reopened in the hospitality and tourism industry.
Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
In other news, community activist and talk show host Cindy ROSAN says she opted to run in the upcoming general elections in the at-large representative category due to her having a lot to offer the entire territory. ROSAN's comments came during her most recent Cut Deep talk show program, which was aired on Tuesday. She explained why she opted to run as an independent candidate, as well as why she chose the position of an at-large representative.
I prefer to run as an independent candidate, and if you have been viewing my social media pages, if you've been following me for the past few years, you understand how I feel about the party system and why my decision would have been to step up as an independent candidate. I chose the at-large category because I feel that I have a lot to offer to this territory on a whole in terms of where we need to get to within and the decisions that need to be made that will affect us in the next 50 to maybe 100 years. So that was my decision around wanting to run independent and as an at-large candidate.
ROSAN also cleared the air regarding any concerns persons may have with her decision to run as an independent candidate. She said she is all about the people and their concerns and not about party politics. ROSAN believes the unity of other independent candidates would help to resolve more issues in the territory, as their loyalty will not be tied to a single party and their supporters.
I know everybody's thinking, why independent? You could end up in the house on your own, or you can't make much change on your own. My intention is to run independent, but along with any other independent that has the best interest of this territory at heart and would like to do the right thing by the people moving forward. I think a group of independent people coming together, sitting around a table, can make drastic changes for the BVI. You need people that are committed to saying yes for the territory and not yes for a party, or feeling committed to a party or any single premier coming to the table and saying, this is the direction for the day, this is what we're gonna do, and everybody else agrees whether they think is the right path forward or not. I do not consider that to be democracy, and I do not want to be caught up in any form of organizations like that. As far as I'm concerned, and if you know me, the territory and what the people want will always come first. What they want is what we should be doing, and not individual parties and their supporters.
The talk show host said she will be forthcoming with more information on her candidacy in the not-too-distant future. Up next, the Ministry of Health tackles medication errors. This story and more when we return.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Welcome back, viewers. The Ministry of Health is taking steps to address the issue of medication errors in the territory through the hosting of a virtual workshop, which is scheduled for Thursday, March 24th via Zoom from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This was confirmed in a media release by the ministry, which said the workshop will be entitled Optimizing Pharmaceutical Care, Reconciling the Stark Reality of Medication Errors. Speaking on the importance of the initiative, Chief of Drugs and Pharmaceutical Services, Mrs. Gracia Wheatley-Smith, said, "This workshop is extremely important because we want to empower and educate stakeholders about medication errors, how they occur, how they can impact patients, and most importantly, how they can be minimized." She added, "I hold the opinion that medicines help, but they also harm if they are not used properly. Irrational use of medication can make your medical condition worse or even cause death." According to the media release, the workshop will target health workers, including doctors, nurses, geriatric aides, nutritionists, medical imaging personnel, nurse assistants, other health professionals, and members of the community. The workshop is expected to cater for 100 persons at $10 per individual and will be facilitated by consultant, regional, and international speaker on pharmaceuticals, Mr. Francis Burnett. The ministry also informed that continuing medical education credits are available for participants. Interested persons can reserve a space by contacting Mrs. Wheatley-Smith at 468-9850 or via email at grwheatleysmith@gov.vg to register. In other news, the Paradise 48 Film Festival competition, presented by XR Entertainment in partnership with the BVI Film Commission and the USVI Film Office, will take place on June 17th through 19th in St. Thomas. This will be followed by a festival-style premiere on June 25th. The festival premiere is open to the community to attend and view the works of local creatives. For the first time, a competition of this kind will take place in the Virgin Islands, giving local and foreign filmmakers a chance to showcase their stamina and craftsmanship. Competitors register to create a short film in just 48 hours. There are no limits to who can participate on a team, as both amateurs and professionals are welcome to enter the competition. Paradise 48 Film Festival challenges participants to create an original short film of 4 to 7 minutes in length. Additionally, each film must incorporate specific elements that the festival organizers will provide at the kickoff event on Friday, June 17th, just before the competition countdown begins. Teams will randomly select their genre, while organizers will provide the 4 required elements: a character, a prop, a line of dialogue, and a famous landmark. The clock will start ticking exactly at 8 p.m. sharp on Friday, and teams must race against the clock to get their films completed and submitted by Sunday, June 19th at 8 p.m. There will be 2 rounds of judging. Festival managers will create a short list from the teams who submitted their films by the deadline. No more than 10 teams will make it to the final round and be screened at the festival premiere. From those films, the judges will decide the winners of the competition. There are 8 categories in which participants can win awards: Best Director, Best Film Editing, Best Screenplay, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Cinematography, Paradise 48 Fan Fave, and the grand prize winner, Best Picture. The audience, in person and virtual, will receive a chance to vote on their favorite film. The film with the most votes at the end of casting will win the distinction of being the Paradise 48 Fan Fave. In the weeks leading up to the festival, Paradise 48 organizers will arrange a series of workshops to teach different aspects of filmmaking. The workshops will be perfect for filmmakers ranging from first-time to professionals who may want to brush up on their filmmaking skills and or learn new ones. Interested persons can find more information on the festival by visiting www.paradise48.com. Up next, 284 has an exclusive interview with the CEO of an award-winning tech company. Stay tuned.
Hello?
Wait, you're the launch and get? You say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And district-free residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
Thanks for sticking with us. Virgin Islander Dr. Dexter PENN has created a multi-award-winning technology company that uses neuroscience and artificial intelligence to identify individuals at risk of financial abuse and other harms. Our 284 Media's Ron Grant sat down with Dr. Dexter PENN, CEO of Calgera, for a special report on his new product of an alert system for at-risk financial abuse and dementia prevention. Take a look.
As mentioned, you are the founder and CEO of Calgera. I know that your training and expertise would allow you to have a greater understanding as it pertains to financial abuse and other harms. But I want to discuss, tell us about the background and how you even got into developing this product.
Absolutely. So Calgera, it means beautiful or good old age in ancient Greek. And this company actually started off as a means to help one of my patients. So in London, I work with a lot of older people and people that are vulnerable for different reasons. And I had a series of cases where individuals were being deprived of their hard-earned savings, with some of them even losing their homes. And I was trying to find a solution because families would come in to the ward or in the clinic and they would just be completely distraught because their loved one, they've lost 40, 60,000, 100,000 pounds through some financial abuse or some type of fraud. And in trying to help them, trying to find a solution, I didn't find one and I decided to make it myself. And at that time I was working full-time in the hospital, doing night shifts and all of that, and I was doing my master's part-time. Wow. And of course, as you do, you start a company, right? So I took that opportunity the university was offering, where they were giving you coaching, helping you build your network and skills in order to start your company. So I did that, initially won some prizes that initially gave the nest egg to start building an app which warned family members about potential fraud on the accounts of their loved ones. And I was very fortunate to receive a £100,000 grant from an organization called DEXTER in the UK for this particular product, which allowed us to launch in 2020. And while we were testing this with about 200 to 300 individuals, we realized that we really needed to go much further with it. And we were very fortunate. My team, there's 5 others working on Calgera with me. We were very fortunate to be part of the National Cybersecurity Center's Accelerator Program, which is based near the intelligence agency there. And the reason why we got involved is because the issue of financial abuse and fraud,
Yes.
it is something that is actually a national security issue, because if you think about it, the money, where does it go after a scam occurs? It actually ends up going to some very unsavory places. I'm talking terrorism, I'm talking about the black market, and could be actually going into the wrong hands, particularly places like Russia and China, for nefarious purposes. Now, being able to put a stop to this, or to better understand what's going on to try to mitigate that risk, is something that was very important.
Dr. PENN explained exactly how the technology works.
Explain to us, from a user perspective, how does the product work?
So this is something that is actually for the banks themselves to use to safeguard their customers.
Okay.
And how it works is we've got a dashboard that is the front end bit, where you'd be able to see first an overall view, how many customers are at risk of financial abuse, or those that are not having enough financial resilience. So when I say financial resilience, I mean the ability to withstand a shock. So right now everyone is complaining about the gas prices, so your ability to withstand that increase is something that we look at there as well. So we give you a score that's really simple. It's green, amber, red. Green, everything looks all right. Amber, we need to be a bit more vigilant. And if it's red, you really need to have a person reviewing what's happening on that account, because we're comparing activity today with what happened about 12 months ago, and we are continuously looking at the new sets of transactions as they're being generated. But this is in the background. As a banking customer, you don't need to know that this exists. You just know that this is helping keep your account safe.
If you missed this special report, be sure to view via our website and other social media platforms. In other news, Dr. Stephanie G. Vanterpool is a targeted pain treatment specialist who has been providing specialized pain management service here in the BVI at the Bougainvillea Clinic since March 2021. She is a proud BVI lander and the daughter of Dr. Hesketh Vanterpool and Mrs. Jean Vanterpool. Dr. S.G. Vanterpool is board certified in both anesthesiology and pain medicine. She earned her medical degree from Duke University School of Medicine, later returning to Duke to complete her MBA. She completed postgraduate training in anesthesiology at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and her pain medicine fellowship training at Wake Forest University. She has over 12 years of experience practicing pain management in the USA. Our 284 Media's Ron Grant, sat down with Dr. Vanterpool for a special report on pain management, with a focus on accurate diagnosis and targeted treatment of the causes of pain, with a focus on function.
Pain management, or pain itself, affects so many people, so it's important to make sure that we're treating pain appropriately. Targeted pain treatment is the process of accurately diagnosing the cause or causes of pain and then targeting the treatment to the cause. And the reason why this is so important is because if patients are having the pain and their pain is not being appropriately identified or treated appropriately, that pain will continue. And when that pain continues, it causes problems down the road. It goes from their back, it affects the way they walk, and now they have pain in their knees and so on and so forth. So by identifying the cause of pain appropriately at the very beginning and then treating it in a targeted fashion, we help our patients improve their function and quality of life.
Beautiful. Now, speaking about the accurate diagnosis and really targeted treatment, I want to talk about, you mentioned particularly as it pertains to function. What should we be paying more attention to and aware of just as we go along in our daily routines? And as I mentioned in the introduction, many persons are silently suffering.
Well, if you notice, BVI landers are strong people. They want to walk, they want to work, they want to do what they want to do and enjoy life. If you've ever noticed somebody who's saying, you know, I used to be able to walk 3 miles, but my leg is hurting me so bad now I can only walk 2. Now I can only walk 1. Those are things you need to pay attention to. It may not look like it to the person that you're walking with or to your friends at work or your colleagues at work, but you know when you're not able to do the things you used to enjoy. You're not able to go on the hikes you used to be able to enjoy or walk around the park or things like that that you used to be able to do because the pain is stopping you from doing that. That's what you need to pay attention to. When those types of things stop you from doing the things you love and pain is part of what's causing that, that's when you need to see if you can do something about it.
Dr. Vanterpool also spoke about the services provided at Bougainvillea Clinic and the fact that NHI does not cover pain management treatment at present.
I'm so proud to be able to come back and serve the people of the BVI with this service. So the services we provide at Bougainvillea Clinic include all of the services or the vast majority of services that I'm able to even provide in the United States. So instead of you having to come to visit me or visit a specialist in Puerto Rico or Miami, we're able to do advanced procedures right here in the BVI. It starts off with that specialized consultation that I mentioned, but then we're able to offer ultrasound-guided targeted injections, fluoroscopic, that's X-ray guided injections, advanced procedures such as cauterizing or burning of nerves that might be causing chronic pain. We have all of that capability right here in the British Virgin Islands.
Beautiful. I want to talk about the cost to patients because this is, of course, a very needed service. But as it stands, coverage for clinical services and cases are not covered by NHI. Tell us about that, and perhaps how are we going to possibly work through that?
So the NHI has determined that, or has not yet completed their due diligence. These are their words. They have not yet completed their due diligence on whether or not this service is needed for the people of the BVI and how they're going to decide whether or not they're going to pay for it. They've given some examples of some things that are required to complete this due diligence, but in my estimation, this is a service that is well established throughout the United States, and it's very much needed here in the British Virgin Islands. Indeed, we have patients who have taken their own money and traveled to St. Thomas and Puerto Rico and the United States to have procedures, surgeries, etc. So to actually limit the people of the BVI's access to this service here in the British Virgin Islands when you have a specialist that's coming down to offer it here locally seems very counterproductive to the mission of what I understand the NHI to provide, which is to provide the healthcare that is needed for the people of the BVI in the BVI.
Now, viewers, if you also missed that special report, you can check it out on our Facebook page and 284media.com. Well, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Nia Douglas. I'll see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news, right here on 284 Media. Happy Thursday, everybody. Have a great evening.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this breaking CCT Live update.
Hello listeners, thank you for joining. I'm Ron Grant reporting for 284 News out of Tortola in the British Virgin Islands with this very special breaking news report. Since the start of 2022, customers have been taking advantage of the 1-month free trial for CCT Live TV and signing up for Fire Fiber Internet. Residents Kyra Powell, Massa Hickinbottom, Carly Cartel, and others have taken to social media to heap praise on CCT for the fiber internet and CCT Live TV. However, we have just been told that the 1-month free trial for CCT Live TV will finish at the end of March. Customers are asked and being advised to go to CCT today and take advantage of this deal before it goes away. Reporting for 284 News out of Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, I'm Ron Grant.